welcome to the True Experience Radio Show. Sorry for the late for you today. Who you enjoy, Christine Crawlux. Now we have a lady that I know since a long, long time. Melissa Montero. This is a long overdue being a guest on my show. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Yes.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity to come.
Yes.
Like I said, I tune in every Saturday. I'm normally at work, but I was freed up today.
Yeah, I know.
So I was here.
Yes. Wonderful. So me and you go way back. So
yes.
Before we get into kind of that part, can you tell us, you probably did this last week, but what was your biggest win in 2019, and what are the big things you learned in 2019?
Absolutely. So my biggest win, and I can't even remember because I did write it down. Biggest win in 2019, I would say when writing the book, one of my goals was to go into schools. And so my biggest win for me was to be able to get into my children's school and share my story with the children. And it was, I don't even remember how many, but it was probably close to 400, 500 children. So I got to go from K to 5th grade. Wow. So that was a huge win for me because that was one of my goals with the book, is to reach as many children as I could. So that was definitely a huge win for me. And the thing that I learned was balance. I know in 2018 and past, I want to be, just saying yes to everybody and taking on everything. And my husband always tells me, like, you can't do everything. You can't be everywhere. So 2019, at the start in January, I had a vision board party. And the thing that was in the middle of my board was balance. So that was the biggest thing for me in 2019, to really try to balance ministry, being a wife, being, working, and the children and all of that, trying to find the balance. So that was my biggest kind of lesson that I, learned.
Wow, wonderful. So me, you go back from 2005 for film schools, and then I remember we was at Power Thomas.
Yes, PT Rock.
Yes. we was Greg Corbin at the time. We had Salaz, a site manager. She was awesome at the time.
Yes, we had a great group.
And that. We went to the Freedom School from Knoxville. Yeah. That was an experience in itself.
Oh my gosh.
That experience in itself, like Harambe's experience in itself,
that was
like
powerful.
Yeah. Just the work, the training was good, but that Harambe, being around people that didn't know you, but they were into it. Like they were like, we get some ideas. And okay, wow, like they really love what they were doing. Isaiah Thomas now, he's a city council person.
That's crazy.
And then I think you got engaged that year too. I think you too.
I did.
Right, yeah, that summer you got engaged to Jose. I was like,
still around.
Yeah. I know, like, wow, I was saying again, like you got engaged.
Yeah, that was the year.
Yeah, 2005. Yeah, it was just like, so we got reconnected, and God's amazing working with you. So can you tell us, who is Mrs. Montero for those who don't know?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. So I am a mother of 3.
Wonderful.
I am a wife. We have been married for 13 years.
Wonderful.
I am a child of the Most High God.
Amen.
Number one. I work in property management. So I also work full time. I am an author of a children's book. I refuse to choose the best of both worlds. And then I'm also an entrepreneur. So the business that my husband and I started is called Mixed Essence. So
okay, so what was your journey growing up? And...
Gosh, another loaded question. It was definitely a journey. It was a journey. My parents got separated when I was 5. So for a period of my life, my dad was a single father for a period of my life. And I think the one thing that kept me grounded was my church family. I went to Thankful Baptist Church growing up, and I had youth leaders, and I had people that kind of rallied around us and supported us and took me to conferences and did different things with me. And so I'm forever eternally grateful to them for that. And I think that's where part of my passion comes from, to really give back and to really serve and to reach children because of that. But God always put amazing people in my life, and I'm so grateful for that. So it definitely was a journey. Moved around a couple times as a young child. Always got good grades, got into some amazing programs that were able to bless me. So I'm grateful for that. And then made it to college and just kind of continued, got married, had children, got my career going. So it's definitely been a journey. Can't believe I'm 35 now. It's crazy. Wow. I know. But God has definitely took me through some things, but those things have made me who I am today.
And opened up a lot of doors.
Absolutely. The connections that I've made, like the purpose that, you know, my dad being a single father for the time that he was, he always taught us to be determined and what are you going to do, and taught us to be independent and be able to handle things, and pushed us. So that was one of the things that kind of stuck with me. Of course, as a teen, you don't understand why your dad don't want you to go nowhere. You can't go out. You can't do this. You can't do that. But all of those things were to equip me for, you know, what I had to deal with, you know, in the future. So I'm grateful. Wonderful.
So how did your book come about and Miss Essex come about? How that start and how that manifested for you?
Sure. So they kind of go hand in hand. Okay. It definitely was a process. So I'm going to say back when I was in college, of course, when I was engaged to Jose, we met senior year of high school. Oh, wow. And so we were an interracial couple. You know, at the time, I didn't know we were going to get married. He knew we were going to get married.
Oh, he knew. He had the vision. He had the vision.
God told him. Right. He didn't quite tell me at that time. But it's okay. Love my baby. So, you know, went to college. I met some amazing people in college. Some of the people that I came across happened to be biracial or multiracial. Right. And I can remember having conversations with them in school where they kind of didn't quite fit in with one group and didn't quite fit in with this group because they weren't enough of this or enough of that. And that kind of stuck with me. I think it really resonated with me, and I never made the connection because I would be marrying a Puerto Rican. I'm African American. I didn't know how that would affect my children later on down the line. So, you know, I made it through the 4 years. Once we started having children and our children became of school age, you know, they may have some instances where people question, like, what are you? Or question, or we live in a not so diverse area. And so, you know, some questions that may not come up if we were around all of our, you know, similar race may not have come up, they deal with now. Right. So, you know, kind of talking to my kids, I wanted to be able to have them embrace and love all of who they are. And I kind of just had this desire to do something. And I was talking to my husband, I'm like, babe, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And he was like, well, why don't you just write it? Like, write it. And I'm like, where do I start? You know, where do I start? So one day I had my cell phone, I was in the bed and I just started writing. I just kind of put it together in my phone. And it was just something that was heavily laid on my heart. One, because of the people that I knew who are now adults who still deal with their identity and who they are because they never kind of talk these things through as children. Exactly. And then for my children now going to school, when they get questioned, I don't want them to be ashamed because they're Puerto Rican or be ashamed because they're, or anybody for that instance. You know, I'm big on just empowering people to love who they are, love who God created them to be, know that they have a purpose. And so the book is really kind of focusing on self-esteem, building self-confidence in who you are, knowing who you are. And so, you know, me and my husband also talked about doing the business Mixed Essence. Right. Mixed Essence, the letters are M-E, which stands for me. So we wanted to make sure whatever the words were that stood for me, meaning who you are. Right. Like I am me. So we came up with the name, and the purpose of the business Mixed Essence is really to empower a multicultural community to be proud of who they are. And that is through visits to schools, that's through the book, you know, through our apparel, through workshops and everything like that. So it kind of just blossomed into what we have today. We're definitely looking to expand and to get into more schools. And I'm just grateful to you for the opportunities that you've made for us as well. So that's kind of where the book, it really was a desire for me, one, to be able to have my kids be proud of who they are and acknowledge both sides of their culture, but also for other people, for people who are adopted, for anyone that may be different or don't feel like they fit that mold, to be able to be proud of who they are. Right, because I think that a lot of times we miss some more conversations that kind of like leads to a direct trauma for them and not knowing who they are. And I'm big on our kids know who they are now, and not saying that you have to plan together, but know who you are. Know that
it's okay to be different. It's okay to be outside the box. And
Absolutely.
And one of the things like, cause I never thought this because now it came manifest. I know God was in it because I was switching earlier, and one of the things I know these offers a long time, and one of the things I wanted to do was bring y'all to schools and talk to my kids, and we had this idea last year, it didn't work out. So then one time I was like, okay, I got hired to be site birthday. One of the things I thought about, hey, bring officers to schools.
Absolutely.
So I brought officers to school. So because a lot of kids don't know how to do it the week. And especially books that look like them or don't have a connection to them.
Right.
So, and a lot of kids, a lot of kids they won't read anything. So I thought about, hey, let's be officers here to the school so they can actually do something, you know.
Right.
So basically I met Key. Fred Scott Key is very, very diverse, very different. That's not many like us here, but it's very Vietnamese, Asian. But the kids expect. I don't care about race, but it's a different environment from going working with Latino and African American kids. So, but it was definitely different, and I wanted to just do something that be obviously and come talk to the kids and make sure that they inspire, hoping reading more and doing stuff and being able to tell a story. So yesterday we had Friday, so I had this lady, this young man, he's in 4th grade, he's black and Vietnamese. Okay. So and she usually don't pick him up early. She picked him early yesterday. Okay. So and I told him she was talking about the issue with identity. He's in 4th grade. I'm like, wow. I told his mom, listen, make sure he stays next Friday. So I'll bring someone that has a book just like that, you know.
Absolutely, I would love to meet him.
Yeah, so with a book like that, because that'll help them have that conversation, because I don't want another person to go through what other people go through.
Exactly.
So if we can get them some hope, maybe hopefully the parents can buy the book. I don't know, something like that, you know. So, but we just trying to make sure that our kids know what's going on. There are books out there to help them deal with those issues now.
Absolutely. So, and that was part of the reason why we wanted to focus on a children's book, because we could have wrote any kind of book, but at the end of the day, we have to catch them early. We got to catch them at their early developmental stage.
While they still processing.
Exactly, so that by the time they get to middle school and high school, they'll be confident in who they are.
They're confident, not ashamed.
Exactly.
Not ashamed, really, because a lot of times that causes mental health, and like low self-esteem, low anxiety and doubt, you know what I mean? So
not wanting to communicate, not being able to look people in the eye. If you're not confident, you don't believe in who you are, that affects everything else that you do.
Affects everything,
It's so important. So
so that's why I'm going to continue to try to bring offers here to the schools and that won't show us both, so our kids can know there's people out there that can look and touch, you know what I mean? To see high five, right? You know, because a lot of times they read books, all of a sudden don't know who they are, they don't know where they live. Right. We have people here, the local, that can say, "Oh, okay, I can reach to Melissa, I can reach to I can't figure names, but I can reach to Jamila or Levon. I can reach to people that wrote books that look like me that go through our bit through, so and so they can actually take something and can connect them to that. So absolutely. So again, it's something that we need at a time. Which there was like that for me growing up. You know, I grew up in my Latino neighborhood. I was Latino, but I know kids were going through that, that day. I'm like, where was the book out there for us back then? You know what I mean? Absolutely. So, and then we want our kids to break cycles and like break those cycles and break those norms and know that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to be black, Puerto Rican, Vietnamese. Embrace that and learn and just learn it. You gotta speak fluent language, but learn it. Okay, like because it might come rainy one day, but again, this has been a blessing that you been doing the work for God for a long, long time. We've been working since 2005. Even though it was 8 weeks, but I never thought we would connected the 25 and 20. Yeah, we connect. God, how did we connect?
I think it was Facebook.
Well, Facebook.
And then, I mean, you really encouraged me because you were like, when you get that book done, and I was like kind of dragging my feet, and you were like, when you get that book done, you're gonna be on my author's and my
I said that.
And you're like, this is the date, so get it done. So that was kind of like, okay, I gotta get it done because I need to make sure I'm at the cafe. Right. And I've been just able to meet so many amazing authors and amazing people because of your platform. Right. So, I'm so grateful for the connection and for everything that you're doing. You're definitely a blessing to the community.
Thank you.
And so, I know sometimes you don't hear, you deal with a lot of the frustrating ends of
yes,
it.
Yes, I do.
You gotta stop, smell the roses, and just know that you're definitely...
Smell appreciate it now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, because it's definitely a blessing. So, what's your plan? You see you got something coming up too that you want to do.
For me, personally, I've got so much. We're definitely trying to just connect with you. I know we had the MLK Day of Service.
That was awesome last year. That was awesome.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So just getting into more schools. That's my goal. Like I said, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that we can catch the children when they're young.
Right.
Kind of get them empowered. So my goal, I've been sending out messages and things like that, just trying to reach out to some more schools to get connected and get in and do some readings.
Right, because one of the schools we have right now, besides Key, is Webster. Okay. It's in Frankfurt. It's like live Latino, black kids there, white kids there. I think that would be a good school too, but because I know your schedule's crazy. That's all you think.
But keep me posted.
Right. So what we trying to do, maybe we can do something on half day or something. They have days, something going on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They can just have something empowerment going on. I can just come there on half day, do something with y'all, have you do weekends there, the kids, because they gotta go. I really want you to go speak about fifth graders because they're going to school next year. Yeah. They'll be a new environment. So I really want them to tune in who they are. Like, know that book will be good for them to show who they are and not be ashamed of who you are, not trying to downsize what you...
Right.
To try to fit in, you know. Mm-hmm. So, and did you say you had a book coming out?
I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working on it. So, definitely going to be using the same character as the.
So like part two.
kind of. It's a little twist to the book. So a little different road that I took with this book, and my daughter's also working on one too. So we'll see what happens with that. Kind of stay tuned. I would say kind of Mother's Day around that time frame. We'll be looking to work. But absolutely, as God deposited to me, I want to be able to share it with the world. I want to be able to empower people. That's just my goal. I'm a server. I'm a helper. I want to be a resource. So if there's any information that I have or any part of my testimony that I can share with other people to be able to, be a blessing to them. That's
also. This came to me, it's crazy. I can see you, Jose, do a workshop for mixed couples. The workshops. Yes. Because I figure y'all are the example of that. Y'all been 13 years, since high school. But y'all been that example, and I see like a lot of mixed couples coming up. Maybe talking before marriage, like how is it going to affect their children or their family, like being black and Latino, how to give them the steps that y'all work through. Do like a class, or do like a coaching session with them before they say I do, because because that might be a blessing or hindrance on their marriage going forward. So, because y'all been through all of that, y'all been through that stage, so
and we're still going through it.
But I think if we had that, so they can embrace who they are, bless other person's culture. I think that would be good for them to do coaching and do workshops. I think that would be really, really good. So
absolutely, we're definitely open to that. We have other friends that are married or thinking about getting married, and we always want to be that example. So if ever we can offer any advice or any suggestions, we're always there and willing to help other couples. So, and we definitely, that's a part of the future goal, to do workshops and that kind of thing. So,
and then also I want to talk to you outside the show. That's the idea.
God deposit.
So where can they follow you when they get so they follow you, get promotion, and also get the book as well?
Absolutely. So you guys can follow us on Mixed Essence LLC on Facebook. You can also follow us at Mixed Essence on Instagram. My name is Melissa Montero, so my information you can also find on my personal page. And then the book is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So you can go to either one. The name of the book is I Refuse to Choose the Best of Both Worlds.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, do you have any final words for us today? Any words of encouragement?
Absolutely. So my final word would just be true to who you are, love who you are, know that you were created for a purpose, and it doesn't matter what other people say, you have to know who you are for yourself. Seek God, know what His word says about who you are, and just be great. Go be great.
Yes. So, Melissa Montero, thank you so much for being on the show. Been long with trying to schedule.
I know, it's been crazy.
So, hopefully we come back next time. Have your daughter up here with her book?
Oh, God.
Yes.
She's a talker.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's what I need. Bring her book up here. Hopefully, maybe the spring, June, we can have her back on here. But we do some work together as well.
Absolutely.
Through the school year as well, trying to get you in more schools. But it's been a blessing to have you on your show. And thank you for supporting me in the past couple of years. And this game we connected, you be on top of things and inspired me, just make me happy and just give me joy inside, just knowing that people out here, good people still exist.
Yes.
That
encourage each other.
Good and true people still exist. You know what I mean? So again, for those who are watching, thank you so much for watching. Alexandria Precious, Mac MC Terry, and Jennifer Harris, thank you for watching.
Thank you, guys.
So, and we're not here that Saturday. We have a anniversary celebration. Again, go to our page and find information about that. And then we'll be back on January 18th. So wrap up, and then we'll go on another show. So again, enjoy the rest of Saturday. Enjoy the rest of this weather right now. Be safe, be humble, be focused. We sign off. It's 112 to Experience Radio Show, live Philly Hot Radio.